Coming up on today's show, an update on China's sales. Mercedes-Benz planning a smaller EV. One particular car publication says yes. And BMW update a giant-sized 7 Series with plug-in power. Well, good morning, good afternoon and good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to EV News Daily. Thursday, the 17th of January. My name is Martyn Lee. I've been through every EV story I can find today. You wouldn't believe how many that I have to discount because I think I just need to pick out the best ones for you to save you time. I don't want you wasting your time going through a bazillion blogs trying to find information that you need to know about. We've got 15 minutes here and I'm going to give you everything you need to know. Thank you to myev.com for helping make the show. As always, they are the first marketplace in the world specifically for electric vehicles. Such a cool URL as well. How did they get that? myev.com. So memorable, isn't it? And maybe the next time you're thinking about looking up electric vehicles, the first place you'll go is myev.com. Oh, I should say North America only. If you're in the USA, make the most of that resource. I'd kill for that here. We'll start with China sales in 2018. Some clarification. I told you a couple of days ago, 1,016,000 new energy vehicles have been registered. Now, Matthias Schmidt, who is at auto_Schmidt on Twitter, says the number is 788,000 for pure EV passenger vehicles sold in China in 2018. That's over 3% of the mix of the passenger car market. 200,000 were pure electric passenger cars registered in Europe during the same period. So Europe, 200,000, China, almost 800,000, according to the provisional data that he's pulling together. And so 1 million new energy vehicles in China, as they label them, NEVs they call them, but almost 800,000 of those pure electrics. Let's talk about a really exciting car from Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz planning a smaller SUV, according to one publication I read today. Greg Cable at Autocar has been doing the digging and is full of speculation, but do you think he's right? The upcoming Mercedes-Benz GLB SUV is going to feature its pure electric cousin, and it's going to be called the EQB, says Autocar, alongside a petrol and a diesel and a petrol-electric hybrid. Well, the EQB, which sits underneath the recently revealed EQC, will have a range of 310 miles. It'll feature an aerodynamically optimised body based on the GLB body, according to insiders. The new Mercedes-Benz SUV, which will go under the internal codename X247. Man, that's cool. That's pretty SpaceXy, isn't it? X247 has been conceived as a rival to the Audi Q3, the BMW X1, and the Lexus NX. It's going to be priced and positioned above the existing GLA, and it goes on sale in the UK early next year in 2020, following an unveiling at the Frankfurt Motor Show in September. I don't know how they get all of this information from their sources, but we know the EQC is here from Mercedes, but if that's a little too big, a little bit too rich, maybe you don't need all that space, maybe you fancy an EQB. I thought it might be called the EQA, but this looks like EQB is the next one. I mean, no one really knows till we get the official confirmation, so it's all up in the air. But man, I'm excited. Well, the drivetrain on the new BMW M Series, again, is full of various fossil options, but the one you're interested in on the new BMW 7 Series is indeed the hybrid one. It's a plug-in hybrid. It is a turbo 3-litre 6-cylinder fossil burner, but it's got a big old electric motor attached to it. A combined 389 horsepower on what will be known as the 745E. That's a plug-in hybrid. Now, to celebrate its 5th birthday, the current generation 7 Series from BMW, that's the one that you see used as limos and stuff, got a nose job for next year. And boy, oh boy, did it. You know, sometimes they call the BMW front the twin kidney grille design. Basically, they've made the kidney grille so big, people are now calling it the nostrils. And now imagine someone's face that was nearly all nostril, so big that you couldn't see their mouth or their eyes or their ears because, Jesus, their nostrils are big. That's how big the grille is. I mean, the front of the new 7 Series is pretty much all grille, apart from just 2 little lights on the front either side. I mean, it's 40% bigger in surface area than the previous 7 Series grille, and that was big already. According to Cars.com, the new plug-in hybrid 745e will swap last year's engine for a new turbo 6-cylinder. It's going to pair a transmission-integrated motor. Electric motor will sit within the transmission for 389 horsepower. The motor gets power from a high-capacity battery. It's going to be 12 kilowatt hours. And that's an increase on the old, what was it, a 9.2 kilowatt hour in the old one? And that's going to increase the 745e's range to 14 miles. It's a big car, not a big battery, but 14 miles of nice, silent, brilliant, pure electric running. Moving on to Porsche, and the Porsche Taycan or Taycan, oh, goodness knows how you say it, is setting the stage for a ramp of that vehicle at Porsche, the veteran car maker's first all-electric car. According to Simon Alvarez at Teslarati, the Taycan, who knows, is, I liked Mission E, but anyway, by the by, it's going to start production this year. No one knows when, but it will start production in 2019, and they are currently getting ready a new plant for that at Porsche's Zuffenhausen factory. I figured if I gave it the full beans with my best German accent, I might actually not get complaints about my terrible German pronunciation. So the Porsche Zuffenhausen facility is going to house the manufacturing line for the electric sedan. They describe the construction as a balancing act. They're still making the 911 and the Boxster and the Cayman with their usual output levels, and they're having to get ready for the new electric Porsche. The CEO, Oliver Bloom, for one, said the company that is really blown away by how many orders they've got for this. Normally, they would get 600 vehicles sold in an entire year. 600 Porsches in Norway, for instance. Norway alone has ordered 3,000. And that's a big EV market, I must admit, but still, great news. Moving on to their German fellows at VW, Michael Jost is the head of strategy at Volkswagen, and he's been saying in an Auto Bild interview the company's considering an all-electric off-road capable SUV. This is interesting. It's going to be similar to the Land Rover Defender. Now, Jost notes that there are no production models in such segments. The designers are apparently commissioned to draw some sketches, according to Mark Kane at Inside EVs. We must add that off-road ready vehicles are going to appear on the market in the near future with full electric drivetrains, which is really perfect. I mean, if you can afford the big battery, then you can get a load of torque, all-wheel drive, the Rivian R1S, the Bollinger B1, the Rivian R1T, by the way, for the truck, S for the SUV, examples of what's coming. The Volkswagen idea probably will be to build a big SUV using its MEB platform, which can take a big battery on their new platform. And having a universal platform does mean the more cars they can put on it, the better the efficiencies are. And plus, what with the news we heard earlier this week, that the partnership, the alliance with Ford, means Ford will be licensing that platform for their EVs. I'll put a link to the Inside EVs article in the show notes. Well, now a story sent to me by our listener Tom Rafferty. Kia has happily announced its 10th consecutive year of growth of car sales in Europe by almost 5% to just under 500,000. The 2018 year was really good for the electrified models, and that includes the hybrid Kias. It closed just under 60,000 of them they sold in Europe, thanks to Inside EVs for keeping their eye on the sales numbers. The Kia Niro plug-in and the e-Niro are the ones that get our attention. Thanks to the electrification, the Kia Niro became the 5th biggest selling model last year for Kia in Europe. The big sellers were the Niro Hybrid, which is just the soft hybrid. The Niro plug-in hybrid was a big seller, and the e-Niro sold 662. Did you know this? I feel really... I feel kind of stupid. I didn't know that the Kia e-Niro was actually in the hands of customers. Did I know that? Am I having a strange moment? Introduced in December 2018 to the first customers. I didn't know that... I must have known that. Did I know that? Did you know that? The Kia Soul EV is awaiting upgrade in 2019 to the new longer range generation. In 2018, Kia sold a record number of Souls as well. Final story today, Volvo invested in some high-power wireless charging. Finally from Electrive, this story comes. The Swedes' financial arm, the Volvo Group Venture Capital AB, say they made a big investment in Momentum Dynamics and their high-power inductive charging technology. The startup of Philadelphia is working towards 200 kilowatt and above charge speeds on induction charging with no connection needed. Momentum Momentum Dynamics has now opened the order books for their second generation system, which can deliver 300 kilowatts. The Stefan Solderling is the investment director at Volvo. He said that the technology is designed to offer 75 kilowatts a module, and there's 4 modules generating that 300 kilowatts. He added, though, that we can at this stage not comment if inductive charging may be used in future products for the Volvo Group. Well, they've made a big investment in inductive charging. It's going to be on a roadmap somewhere. That's just what I think. I could be wrong. Thank you very much to myev.com, as always, for setting our question of the week. Keep your comments coming in on this week's question, which is this: how much should EVs reinvent the car, and how much should EVs conform to the norm? Let me know. Email hello@evnewsdaily.com, or you can go to the comments section of YouTube, Facebook, and myev.com. Thank you to 170 patrons of the podcast for keeping me going. Literally this week, your comments of encouragement have been wonderful. Thank you. Check out patreon.com, patreon.com/EV News Daily, if that's the kind of thing that you're interested in. There are 359 episodes of this show online for free, and you can subscribe, which means you haven't got to think about manually downloading. Hit subscribe, you get it first and free and automatically when a new one's published. In the meantime, come and say hi on the socials by searching EV News Daily. Have a wonderful day. I'll catch you tomorrow.